Dad says you told him you're going to write a book about a movie star, Mr. Wilson. Are you?
That's right. The deal isn't set yet, but...
Oh, boy. Which movie star are you going to write about? Laurel and Hardy? Yogi Bear? I'd love to read about them.
No, Dennis. I'm going to do the life and loves of Miss Norma Lamont.
Who?
Well, here's a picture of her. She's been retired for several years now, but in her day, she was quite a siren.
A siren?
Yeah.
Do you mean she went...
No, Dennis, I didn't mean that at all. I mean, she always played the role of the temptress, the seductress, the vampire.
Oh, the vampire! I saw that on television. Boy, she came zooming into the castle dressed like a bat, and she bit Boris Karloff in the neck.
Oh, no, that wasn't Miss Lamont.
And then she zoomed out again. Zoom! 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 I'm going to write to Miss Lamont and tell her I want $1,000 to do her memoir.
Good. She'll probably pay it without a whimper.
Listen to this. I have read all your articles and can tell you are a young and vigorous author with a youthful point of view. And only a young man can understand and truly write the story of Norma Lamont.
I'm glad this collaboration's going to be a long-distance one, with her in New York and you here.
Yes, well, she's going to send me a copy of her files, and why are you glad?
Because I couldn't trust my young, charming husband with a glamorous actress.
Oh, no, you have nothing to worry about. Well, here, now, look at that picture. Now, you can't call that face glamorous.
That's not so bad, John. She must have been very beautiful.
Oh, well, if I just put a beard on this, it'll be the spitting image of General Grant. There. Now, who does that look like?
That's General Grant? Okay. It's a special delivery for you.
Oh, who's it from?
From General Grant herself.
What? Oh, see that. Dear Mr. Wilson, I have a wonderful surprise. Instead of mailing the material for my book, I'm going to bring it to you.
Bring it?
I'm flying out to the coast, so thought I'd stop over with you for a couple of hours Saturday afternoon.
That's today.
She's coming here to see me, but she can't. I mean, Louise, what am I going to do?
Now, John, dear, don't get so upset. Everything will be all right.
Yes, but she's expecting a much younger man. When she sees how old I am, I won't get to do it.
Oh, now, John, dear, you don't look so old for your age.
I wonder. Well, it isn't impossible. Yes, by George. I'll do it.
Hi, Mr. Cranky.
Yeah, hello there, boys.
How's the newspaper business?
Slow, Dennis. You boys got any news for me today?
The only news I know is that I passed my arithmetic test yesterday. You both passed. Boy, that's big news at my house.
It sounds like a page one story to me. Anything else?
Well, there's some news at Mr. Wilson's house. Mrs. Wilson just told us a movie actress is coming to see him today. Yeah, her name's Norma Lamont or something like that.
Norma Lamont. She's pretty famous. What's she coming to see Wilson for?
He's gonna write a book about her.
Thanks a lot, boys. That's a real scoop.
If that's a scoop, I guess that makes us reporters, huh?
It certainly does.
How much do reporters make?
Oh, well, I usually pay my men 10 cents apiece. What?
Gee, thanks, Mr. Cricky. Boy, Dennis, that was quick thinking. You gotta think quick in the newspaper business, Tommy.
And I'm here on this errand for a friend of mine, sort of a favor, you see.
Yes, what may I do for you, sir?
Well, he has this gray hair around the temple here.
Excuse me. Andre's Beauty Salon. Your appointment is at, yes, 2:15. Thank you very much. Good day. You were saying, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, about the gray hair at the temple. Well, not this gray hair, of course, but gray hair like it.
Yes, I understand.
Well, I told him that I'd come down here and buy some dye and learn how to use it. Then he can touch up his gray hair, make it black again.
Oh, well, now, this is an excellent preparation, Mr.
Wilson, John Wilson. That's for that friend of mine, of course, not for me.
Yes, I understand.
Well, I'll take some of that.
And this really should be done by a professional, Mr. Wilson.
A professional?
Yes. Mr. Andre could do a beautiful job on your hair.
What? But that isn't for me. It's for this friend of mine. He's going to dye my hair myself. His hair myself. Himself. Here, keep the change.
Hi, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, boy.
What you been doing in the beauty shop, Mr. Wilson?
Nothing, Tommy. Nothing.
Hair dye. What do you want with hair dye, Mr. Wilson?
Never mind, Tommy. I got it because, well, that is,
He probably bought it for his wife, Tommy. What else? Right, Mr. Wilson?
Right, Dennis. Oh, bless your little heart. You never were so right. You boys on your way home now?
Yes, sir. Is there something we can do for you?
There certainly is. Mrs. Wilson is waiting for this. Would you get it to her right away? I'd just as soon not carry it around downtown here.
Afraid you might lose it, huh?
You're absolutely right. Tell her I'll be home in a couple of hours. Well, now I'm going to the men's shop and get myself youthfulized. Yeah, youthfulized.
What does youthfulized mean, Tommy? I don't know. Guess it means getting younger. Boy, sure starting awful late. Uh-oh. Oh, brother. Now what do we do? Well, I didn't mean to, Tommy. It just slipped right out of the box. Mr. Wilson will have a fit. Yeah. I wonder how much it costs. It costs a lot. Mom uses it all the time. Hey, I know what. What? What, Tommy? What? Well, she just got a new bottle that she hasn't even opened yet. We'll put it in this box here and give it to Mrs. Wilson. She'll never know the difference. Boy, that'll save our life. Let's clean up this mess and then we'll get it.
Louise. Meet the new John Wilson. Well, what do you think?
Well, I think you'd better stay inside off the streets before somebody sees you.
You don't like it?
Well, no, frankly, I don't.
Well, dressing younger makes me feel younger anyhow. Instead of a middle-aged author, I rather feel like an angry young man.
You know, if somebody sold me a suit like that, I'd be angry, too.
Well, just wait till I finish my youthfulizing process. You'll see when I get rid of the gray hair and... Oh, by the way, did Dennis bring home a bottle of dye for me?
Yes, dear, it's in the kitchen. Now, really, John, isn't that being silly? I mean, dyeing your hair.
Eloise, business is business. If Miss Lamont wants a young author, I'll be a young author. There's a lot of money involved here.
Well, I wish I could help you, dear, but I'm due at the dentist's office right now. I've got to run.
Well, don't worry about me. You go right ahead. When you get back, I'll be so young you may not even recognize me.
Don't worry, dear. I'll recognize you.
Oh, you are a handsome devil, John. Let's not just do the temples, Johnny boy. Let's take all the gray out while we're at What the great rest of it! Eloise! 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 She went to the dentist. Come in. No, don't!
Hi, Mr. Wilson. I just came over to tell you. Cheapers! What happened to your hair?
That dye I got from the beauty shop ruined it. Oh, what a mess.
You mean the dye I bought home for Mrs. Wilson?
It wasn't for Mrs. Wilson, it was for me. Now, please, Dennis, go home. I'm in trouble enough.
I'd love to go home, Mr. Wilson. First, there's something I gotta tell you.
Honestly, Dennis, I don't know how you manage to do these things.
Cheapers, I didn't mean to do it, Dad. Like I told Tommy, it just slipped right out of the box.
Well, it's all beside the point now, Henry. Miss Lamont will be here at any moment and look at me. I'm a mess.
Well, frankly, John, I don't know why you wanted to darken your hair in the first place. You look very distinguished with it.
I was trying to look younger. Miss Lamont expects a young author. Somebody about, well, about your age.
Hey, I've got a swell idea, Mr. Wilson.
What do you want me to do now? Paint my ears green?
Well, I don't think that would help much, but it might help if Dad took your place today.
Took my place?
Sure. The lady's never seen either one of you, and she's expecting somebody Dad's age.
How about it, Henry?
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Well, she'll only be here for a couple of hours, then she leaves town.
But I'd never fool that woman. I'm no actor.
How do you know you're not? No, look. Why don't you pretend that you're meeting Miss Lamont? Say, how do you do? I'm John Wilson.
How do you do? I'm John Wilson.
And you say you're no actor? Why, Laurence Olivier couldn't have handled that line better.
Really?
Come on now. Help me out. Do it.
Well, it might be kind of fun. All right, I'll try it.
I always knew you'd come in handy sometime, Dad. She's coming up the walk now, Mr. Wilson.
Now, I'll be in the dining room if you need me.
I'll get rid of her just as fast as I can.
All right.
Sit down at the desk and look like a writer, Dad. I'll let her in.
Is this the residence of John Wilson?
Yes, ma'am. He's expecting you if you're Miss Lamont.
I'm she, darling. Are you an offspring of his?
No, ma'am. I live next door to him. Come on in.
Thank you, darling.
Here's Miss Lamont.
Oh, how do you do? I'm John Wilson.
Hey, you said that good.
Won't you sit down, Miss Lamont?
Bless you, darling.
It's her, Mr. Wilson. It's her.
I know it's her. I know. Keep your voice down.
Is that the material on your life, Miss Lamont?
Just the high spots. I've really lived, darling.
Well, I know you're a very busy woman, so we'll just have a short discussion.
Before we discuss anything, let me look at you.
Anything wrong?
No, you're just what I wanted. Young and a wee bit innocent.
Oh, fine.
Now, let's get on with the mercenary details, darling. How much do you expect to be paid for writing my life?
Would $100 be too much?
Oh, no, there's no amount.
I'm going out there.
But Mr. Wilson, she'll...
I know what I'm doing. Just be quiet.
I'm glad to find you're so reasonable. Most men are so unreasonable.
Oh? Pardon the interruption.
Who are you, darling?
I'm John Wilson's lawyer, and I seem to have arrived just at the right moment. My client did not mean that price of $100.
He said it.
Well, you know how writers are. Their heads in the clouds, no thoughts about money.
Oh, that's me, all right.
What he intends to do is write your life in 10 chapters at $100 per chapter. That's roughly $1,000.
Very roughly. I'll pay him $500.
He'll take it. He doesn't like to dicker. Do you, John?
Oh, well, you're the doctor.
No, Mr. Wilson's a lawyer.
Wilson?
Oh, I'm also his brother.
Yes, my brother Henry.
What a cozy arrangement.
Yeah. Well, that's why I came in without knocking. My brother's house is just like my house.
Yeah, just like.
And is that why you keep your hat on?
Oh, the hat. Well, I wear it because I'm subject to head colds and neuralgia. I also have a sinus condition.
Oh, you're in foul shape, darling.
Yes. Well, and now that I'm here, can I clear up any other points?
No, I'd rather be alone with your brother.
Oh, of course. Very nice meeting you, Miss Lamont.
You're much nicer than your brother. Not so used up looking.
Thanks. Well, now we can start looking over the material.
Must the little ragamuffin stay with us? He has a home, hasn't he?
Well,
Oh, I don't want to go home. My father's a mean man. He starves me and beats me and...
that's enough about your father, Dennis. Now run along.
Oh, jeepers, I was enjoying this.
Now we can really get on with it, just the two of us.
Yes, I'm anxious to get started on some of this.
Oh, hello.
Sweetheart, you're home. Yes. Darling, I'd like you to meet Miss Norma Lamont. Miss Lamont, this is my wife.
How do you do, Mrs. Wilson?
How about a little hug, honey? John's in the dining room. I'm taking his place. Miss Lamont and I are talking business. I think you can find something to keep you busy.
How do you do? John, what is going on here? Why is Henry taking your place?
Promise you won't laugh?
I promise. It's the last promise I'll ever make.
Now, we can get back to this.
Imagine your father doing a thing like that. I wish I could see his performance.
You can't see it, Ma. Come over and be Mrs. Wilson. She's at the dentist today.
No, I'll keep out of it.
Well, I guess that would be all right with Miss Lamont. She wanted me to get out of there so she could be alone with Dad.
Oh? That was a good idea of yours, Dennis. I will be Mrs. Wilson. Come on.
I think the first chapter of my life should start with where I was born. How does that strike you?
Well, it's a good suggestion.
Bless you, darling. Now, where should I be born? Paris? Rome? Or possibly Tahiti?
Well, where were you born?
Sheboygan, Wisconsin. But Sheboygan's not really me.
Hey, look who I met outside. Mrs. Wilson.
Darling.
Hello, dear.
And you must be Norma Lamont.
There's no doubt about that, darling. But you are Mrs. Wilson?
Well, you see...
I certainly am.
Well, here we go again.
It's so nice to meet you. I've enjoyed your pictures ever since I was just a little girl.
Lover, I've been waiting for you.
My wife, don't ask any questions.
I'm sorry to break in like this, but I told Alice to meet me here. Don't you want to go and see your sister-in-law? Come along. Yep.
So she's your brother's wife. For a moment, I didn't know what was going on.
I know just how you feel.
She kissed you very affectionately.
Well, we're a very affectionate family. Don't you kiss your sister's husband?
If I had a sister, she wouldn't let me near her husband.
Well, with all these interruptions, why, it must be time for you to go. You can just leave this material with
we
me.
still have time. We can carry on till...
I'll get it.
Tell him to come back later, Dennis.
Hi, Mr. Cranky.
Hi, Dennis. We came over to interview Miss Lamont and get some pictures. Is she here?
Yes, but she can't see you right now. You better come back later. A lot later.
She'll make time for the press.
I couldn't keep him out, Miss Lamont.
Indeed. Well, I don't know who these people are, but they have no
Where's
right...
the newspaper, Miss Lamont?
Oh, the newspaper. Bless you, darling.
It's Cranky. He'll spill everything. You girls go out there and see if you can help Henry get rid of him.
Miss Lamont has to leave soon. You'd better get your interview and run along, Crinky.
Okay, grab a picture, Bill. Oh, hello, Mrs. Wilson.
Hello, Mr. Crinky.
Hello, Mrs.
We've never seen a newspaper interview. We came to watch.
Oh, be my guest. Understand Wilson's doing some writing for you.
Yes, he's agreed to write the fabulous story of my life.
Good. How about a picture of you with Wilson?
Splendid.
I think you should take another picture of Miss Lamont by herself.
I just took one.
Well, I think you should take her profile. She's famous for it. Yes, it's so lovely.
Sweet of you to notice, dear.
Okay, now let's get Wilson.
You haven't taken the back of her head yet.
I'd rather have one with Mr. Wilson now. Come, darling.
Oh, I want Wilson, not Mitchell.
Mitchell?
Yeah. Where's your husband, Mrs. Wilson?
Oh, I give up. He's in there.
I should have known it. Let me handle this. You and your aging brother.
Do you need any legal advice?
No, but I think you're going to, darling.
Please don't be angry with him, Miss Lamont. He's really a fine writer.
Yes, he just wanted you to think he was young.
Well, I was so anxious to do the story of your fabulous life.
Well, you definitely won't do it now.
Wait a minute, Miss Lamont. If you wanted a young man, you couldn't get one younger than Mr. Wilson.
Oh, come now. He's no juvenile under that two-tone top.
I don't mean on the outside. That doesn't count. He's young inside.
Really?
He's my very best friend. We get along just like we were the same age.
Oh, likes children, hmm? Well, I suppose he has some good qualities, but...
And not only that, he thinks you're beautiful and kind and the best actress in the world.
He does.
Oh, I do.
You're his very favorite star.
You are?
Oh, well, perhaps I have been too hasty, darling. If that's the way you feel about me, you should write my life story.
Oh, thank you, Miss Lamont. Thank you. And thank you, Dennis.
He's crazy about you, Miss Lamont. He even keeps a picture of you in his desk.
I do. Dennis?
This is what you think of me.
I don't think you look like General Grant. It's all a mistake. You see, I can explain.
Don't bother, darling. You are not going to write my life story.
Miss Lamont.
You're too young. In fact, you're in your second childhood. Good day.
Jeepers! No wonder she's mad. You made her look just like General Grant.
Well, at least I was right about that.
Oh, never mind, John. You'll get plenty of other jobs. Of course you will.
Oh, yeah, you've got a lot of talent.
You sure have, Mr. Wilson. You're a swell artist.
Artist?
Yeah, with talent like this, you don't have to worry about losing your job writing articles. You can draw pictures for the comic books.
This has been a Screen Gems film production.